that go-to statement you make in your mind when referring to whatever it is you are trying to deliberately manifest in your life. It's important to note that we are always manifesting everything in our life, down to every single detail. Everything in our lives has a theme that we somehow drew into our existence. The point of deliberate manifesting and creation is to sort of direct that energy in ways that we prefer. Now, you can call this law of attraction, law of assumption. I'm trying not to use either term right now because I feel that they're very much one and the same. And I much prefer the term manifesting, deliberate manifesting, conscious manifesting. In any case, I'm sure you've heard those terms. You probably wonder, how do I do this? How do I start creating what I want in my life? How do I start changing circumstances that I don't prefer? Well, it all has to do with kind of that knee-jerk reaction you have towards when your desire comes to mind. So, for example, right now, if you are trying to manifest love, maybe a specific person, what is the first thing you think about when that person comes to mind? Is it, they don't have a clue who I am, they don't give me the time of day, they're off with someone else having the time of their life? What do you think about? Have you stopped to wonder what this knee-jerk reaction, this go-to statement is? We have a go-to statement towards every single circumstance in our life, good and bad. Something that pops into our head, an assumption we make about what is going to happen, what is, what has happened. For example, right now, your finances. What is the first thing that popped into your head? Was it, oh wow, I'm making so much money, I'm having the time of my life? Or was it, oh my gosh, how am I gonna have enough money to make ends meet? Or there isn't enough money, I got passed over for that promotion, I hate my job. What was your go-to statement? Now, it's really important if you want to start deliberately manifesting and creating to really understand what are the things that come to mind. Now, this knee-jerk reaction, this default reaction, this go-to statement is something that kind of happens almost like muscle memory. The second you think about something, then the statement comes to mind. Now, if we're not being mindful, usually the statement is really poor or awful, or it's very discouraging because, well, your mind is lazy. Usually the ego shouts. So usually the ego statement is going to be the one that wins out if we're not paying attention. This is why mindfulness is so important. So if you would like to start deliberately, consciously changing the world around you, shaping it to your every whim, every desire, every fantasy, it's time to start being very aware. What is that go-to statement? And when you start being aware of this and you start recognizing, wow, my go-to statement has been awful, like really bad. Okay, no worries. Like, it's better that you recognized what your reflex statement was, what that automatic imagery was, what that automatic assumption was. Even if it was bad, you're actually halfway there because you've recognized it. You didn't just let it continue to repeat without even giving it a second thought, so you've recognized it. Okay, now we've kind of put the spotlight upon it. So now next time this desire comes to mind, maybe you aren't so ready to accept this go-to statement because now you've shined a light upon it, you've recognized it, and now you're aware of it. So maybe the next time your desire comes to mind, the same go-to statement comes up, and it's kind of not very good. At least this time, you can choose to put less faith in that. Or maybe you say some what-if statements to soothe yourself from the yucky go-to statement. Like if we took love as an example, and you thought about your non-existent love life, and you said, this is awful, I'll be single forever. That's your go-to statement. Maybe this time you say it, but you're like, well, maybe that isn't true. Maybe I won't be alone forever. Maybe the perfect person that I'm meant to be with is just about to find me. Even if it doesn't feel realistic, even if that negative go-to statement feels like the truth, maybe there's hope. And even in just breaking that reflex statement, that go-to statement, just a little bit, you've now set yourself on a new course, a new path. Think about it like you were walking in this path of frustration, obstacles, the very thing you don't want. And now you've sort of interrupted the path. So now you're no longer fast-paced on that path to nowhere, but you've kind of changed course. Maybe you're not completely on the good path yet, but you've stopped your momentum on that path that you hated, that you didn't even realize that you were on, that you didn't even realize you were drawing into your life. So it's a start. It's helping you in the right direction. It's putting you in a new area, like that way, where now you can start to build momentum in the good area, the good direction. But these go-to statements, these judgments, these assumptions, we're making them about everything all the time. This person will say this, or not do this, or disagree with us in this way. Like we're doing this all the time. So if we can become aware of these automatic statements, the ones that come so easily, that feel like are the only truth that will ever be, then we can start to give that less emphasis, less focus, less faith, start to break it up, shake it up a little bit, and head ourselves in new paths towards better outcomes. And I always say to use the what if statements, because the what if statements are gentle, they're easy, they're soothing. They just help you get on that path towards a better outcome. If you try I am statements, your ego will just fight those. I know I get criticized a lot because most of my affirmations, most of my sleep meditations are not in the first person. But I'm living proof that gentle affirmations work much better. My life has changed drastically since I first discovered this knowledge, since I first started implementing it, and every single day it gets better and better and better and mind-blowing in ways that I didn't even know could exist. So clearly I'm doing something right. Try it. What do you have to lose? If the I am statements haven't been working, maybe try the what if and just see if maybe it makes you feel a little bit better. Those feelings are what are going to sink you to the path that you truly want to be on. Now, another thing to remember, I want you to examine your life as a whole. I don't want you to think that you have to save all of your creative energy for one thing, that very, very, very big desire, and then you'll start manifesting a new desire. No. I want you to work on everything in your life. I have found that I manifest faster when I divide my time. The reason for that is because you do not become fixated on one thing. Becoming fixated is desperate energy, and it only keeps the very thing you want far, far, far away from you. If you can divide your energy is so strong and so powerful and so potent that only a little bit is needed. You have enough energy, enough strength in you to manifest everything simultaneously. There are no limits to what you can achieve. And it works best when you look at everything. Everything is connected. So if you start adjusting these go-to statements in every area of your life, not just one, you are going to find everything builds so much momentum in the right direction that you start having such miraculous, spectacular days and things are breaking through right and left. And I know that's what you want. I hope this video could help. I'm so happy to be with you on this lovely day, sitting in this amazing suite in a mansion in Nashville, Tennessee. I would love it if you would subscribe, help support my channel, and I hope you check out my courses. Enroll today. Lifetime access. You will find the information beneficial life-changing and purely magical, and it will get you the results that you want. Have a blessed day. May all of your dreams come true.